Some of you have been on the receiving end of the KSG's wrath.
Dude, how is he still shooting me when I'm gone?
And others have probably been the one dealing the blows with this weapon.
Oh my god!
Dude, this gun is so stupid, bro. No way.
The KSG has been a very controversial weapon that quickly took over in ranked matches, but for the first time, the KSG was abused hard in a major tournament recently in Critical Ops. So for those of you that don't know, I am a caster for Critical Ops tournaments, and this past weekend I was casting the semifinals for the Embers of Victory tournament. In the final map of the stream, King Gaming were down 0-1 in a best of 3, and they needed to try and pull off the map win on raid, so they did the unthinkable, buying the KSG every single defending round. Now, I know what you might be thinking, so what, it's just a KSG, it's raid. Sure, I get it, you know, maybe you need a shotgun to cover tunnels. No, they almost always had more than one player on the KSG trying to hold every single site, and at one point, they even put all 5 players on the KSG in one single round.
I have a question. Have you taken a look at that buy yet?
Yeah. It is a full house of KSGs, but there are a couple players that have no armor, which means they'll be going down quickly, but it doesn't matter. Novocaine already down, they're moving it fast. Donnelly patrolling Vince here.
It's kind of crazy, I'm not even gonna lie. Wise is just coming in. He owns the site, man. He gets huge damage as well. Like, the fact, even if he doesn't get the kill, Fallen Knight is basically out for the count here. He gets 3 zone, he's the dead man. Oh, okay, I speak of the devil. Like, he's just dead. Shadow is coming in from behind, and now this long-range B-long fight is going to help them out a little bit.
So many rounds were lost by Bullet Mafia just because of the KSG's overpoweredness, and even on some winning rounds, they were barely able to get the kills needed because if they weren't getting one-shot by the KSG, they were being left super low. This tournament match inspired me to make this video about how I would nerf the KSG because I've made some videos in the past about certain weapons that I would balance, and the KSG was a much needed one to add to the list. I'll first be going over some of the stats of this gun as well as its intended use, and then I'll talk about how I would balance it so it's more fair. So the KSG is a shotgun with a pretty high fire rate and 12 bullets in the magazine. This weapon also features a pretty tight pellet spread, which is supposed to reward you for having good accuracy and allow you to use it at medium ranges instead of just short range, because if you aren't aiming properly with this weapon, it can be really hard to get the one-shot kill. Because the KSG is a shotgun, it has pretty good mobility, which allows for both aggressive playstyles as well as a passive one. Now let's talk about how to fix this gun. Most people might just say it's too broken and to nerf the damage and the range, but honestly, I don't think those departments really need to be touched. I think that instead, I would rather see this weapon get a nerf on its aggressive playstyle. I don't really see a problem with being able to camp with a shotgun. If you're sitting behind a corner, you're usually good for one pick with a shotgun, and if your teammates are smart, they will be able to trade you out. The problem with the KSG is that you can also just push up with this gun, and it hardly gets any nerf in its accuracy. So the first thing I would do is make the base pellet spread tighter for this weapon. This way you actually need to be rewarded with much more precise aim in order to get the kill. If the center of your crosshair isn't pretty much perfect on the upper chest or head, I don't think the KSG should be one-shotting you at longer ranges. I also think this might inadvertently make the KSG more powerful since more bullets might connect, so perhaps a slight damage nerf would be needed in addition to this change. The next thing I would nerf for the KSG is probably the bonus money that you get from it. Now for those of you that don't know, for every shotgun kill you get in Critical Ops, instead of the $300 like with normal kills, you get $900. And that's part of the reason why in that tournament, the players were able to keep on buying the KSG over and over again, because they would buy the KSG, probably get 1 or 2 kills with it, and you're not supposed to get that much bonus money in a round normally, but the fact that the KSG is broken helps them really pile up money. So I do think that a much needed nerf for the KSG is to remove this bonus that you get for getting kills with it. And the last thing I'd probably do to nerf the KSG is dealing with the movement accuracy. Because you could be so mobile with it, the KSG is a huge threat when it comes to retaking or pushing sites. One of the most annoying things you could possibly deal with in Critical Ops is someone jiggle peeking around a corner with a KSG and being able to just delete you before you even have much time to react. Because of this, I would make the KSG have way more movement and accuracy while running, so that way you can't just fly into sites and take advantage of white swings or peeker's advantage. With this change, the KSG can be used the way it was always meant to be, as a gun for holding down angles and having potential to kill at medium range instead of being a super aggressive weapon that's busted. I honestly think that for defending, the gun is fairly balanced as is, and with these changes, the gun would be a lot more balanced, but you can let me know down in the comments if you agree or not. If you made it this far, please go ahead and leave a like and sub to the channel. It's free and helps me out a lot. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.